Alright, Watercolor 2 class, this is the demo for the glazing watercolor worksheet. Um, Glazing is essentially layering your paints on top of one another to create a darker value. So the goal is to start with a very light value. So I'm going to start with my yellow. I like to start with yellow watercolor or just painting one in general, because if it changes the quickest than the other colors, it's usually the lightest in value. So what I'm doing is I took some of my pigment, my yellow pigment, I'm just making a little puddle and adding a little bit more water. I'll just do a quick little test. So it's very, very light, and that's what we want. So I'm going to choose, I would say I'm going to start up here, and I want you to go over your entire pie slice, just with that little bit of yellow. And it should be light, because again, we're going to be going over and over and over with this to get the darker values as we go. So just cover it all up, get a nice light value to everything, and then you can move on. Okay, so now that I got my yellow, I'll take a little bit of my green, and I'll try to make a nice light yellow-green. Once I have that, I will do the same, get a little bit more green, grab a little more yellow, it's a little too light. And again, I'm just going to try to cover up that slice. So now we have our yellow and our green. I'm going to continue doing that for all my colors. And now I'll just use the pure green. Again, I want it to be kind of watery, so I don't want to have too much pigment. So I'm just going to take my green, see how dark that is, add a little water. I want to cover up that entire pie slice. And you're going to be doing this across your whole watercolor glazing color wheel. Okay, so I'm going to pause this, I'll finish up, and I'll start the next video. Alright, so I just finished up my color wheel, and now I have started to do the second layer glazing. So I did yellow, did my yellow-green, and I'm going to jump into my green. So again, we're still using thin coats. You don't want to make this too thick, too opaque, too quick, because each step is going to get a little progressively darker. So I'm going to leave this first little box alone, and I'm just going to do the other three now. What will happen is that we're going to start to gradually step and get darker, darker, darker in value. Also, I changed out my water before I started this. Because I've done the entire wheel, all these colors were in my water, and so I don't want to muddy up my colors, so I went and changed my water. Okay, so I will grab my blue, and I'll mix up my blue-green, and I will do the same for that one. And once again, I'll just move all the way around the color wheel, and I will pause it and resume when I'm finished to show you the next steps. Alright, now I finished my second row, so I have my first, it's the lightest. You can start to see how it's starting to progress, and then I'm going to get darker and darker and darker. Once again, I got new water. I'm still keeping my paint's nice and light, so I'm not adding too much paint. I'm just thin little layers. But now I'm just going to do the back two. So I'll grab my yellow and just do my back two. And you can start to see how it starts to step down in value. So I have lightest, and then I'll get darker and darker. So I will grab my yellow-green, add some to the next spot. And I will continue to work around my color wheel. Once I'm done with that third layer, I will do my final layer. That will be the darkest value, and I'll go all the way around. I don't really think I need to show you that. I'll just have the final example for you to look at. But that's the idea, is that you're stepping down in value just with the color itself. So different from painting With acrylics, where you might mix white or black, you can create a lot of value just with how much paint and water you have mixed together. That's what we're trying to see with these color wheels. Okay, thanks.